If you inherited a business or a lot of money, this video is not for you. Please just turn it off and go live off your trust fund, right? This video is for the people who started from zero or are starting from zero. When you first start a business, it's like you're gonna be in the woods in the middle of nowhere. This isn't technically the middle of nowhere since there's a road right there, but you get the point. There are many paths to take, but first, you need to create your own path. You are the one that's gonna have to figure out what tools to use. You're gonna have to figure out where you're gonna be able to spend your time wisely. Go off of your gut feeling more than anything else. Now, I'm not saying that if you are born with a lot of money or have a business already created for you, that you're not gonna use your gut. You are. But it's just more essential for those who are starting from zero. You're gonna have to get out there in the middle of the woods, and you are gonna have to do things that other people are simply not willing to do. You have to figure out a way to stay alive. And I'll tell you a quick little story. Whenever I was starting out, I did every oddball job in the business. Anything. Manual labor jobs, the Uber jobs, the beer distributor, the events and entertainment, being a roadie, anything to stay alive. Now, there's no manual to help you on this. There's none. And that's why giving advice to start a business, started from the ground up, is really tough, because there are so many different paths. There are so many different circumstances. You have a strength, I have a strength. You have resources, I have resources. You're in a certain location, other people in a certain location. You have loves and passions in certain areas. I have loves and passions in certain areas. So it's very difficult. Now, you can get guidance. You can get questions answered along the way. And something I'm toying with is giving like a phone service for entrepreneurs to call me or text me with any simple questions, because I think that that's all you really need. Now, there are mentors and people out there who can really help you out if you have a sustainable business already in place, maybe making money and it's already proven, it's already tested, and then you can grow it from there. That's a different coach than maybe the hey, I want to be a millionaire, where do I start type people. There are people out there, but I think it's better to have a business work and money coming in from certain entities. And there could be many of them. And what I want to talk about in this video a little bit more in detail is the different avenues. You know, when we started to really get going with this book writing process and helping entrepreneurs bring their stories to life in 30 days or less, started off as 60 days or less. We got better, we got faster, I got better writers. You can't think only about that one revenue stream. You have to think of multiple revenue streams. And so that's basically multiple paths. You build a team around a certain entity, and then you find other paths to go up yourself. Then you get on that path while your team is staying on the other path. And then whenever that starts to make some money and starts to do well, you build a team around that. Now, people out there who, were given certain resources that you don't have, they're gonna try to teach you things when they're already halfway up the mountain. They're born halfway up the mountain. And they're trying to teach you of how to climb the first half whenever they didn't climb it. You gotta watch out for those type of people. You gotta watch out for people who are only looking out for themselves. And now you're stuck whenever you have a lot of money invested in with them, or you become a business partner with them. You're gonna have to figure out what suits you at that time, but also don't be naive. Do your research. You gotta Google people, see how committed they are. Do they have certain pieces of content out there? How long have they been doing it? Have they been doing a lot of videos? Have they been writing books? Have they been doing a lot of blogs? It's another way you can really figure out if they're committed. A little secret. Do they write a lot of blogs? Because blogs are sort of like forgotten. It's an art form that really shows that you are invested in your business. Not a lot of people watch them, read them, or look at them anymore, but it really shows that you are staying up on your company. So look in to see if they're doing that. When you're in the woods, you got to figure out which tools are going to keep you alive. Are you going to find that stick, carve it into something, and you're going to be able to go out there and kill and make your money that way? Or are you going to set up shop here, and you're going to be able to build your company from here? And that's why I think that, a little bit off tangent here, but when people buy a house, I think it's actually a really smart move. And the reason why is because it's sort of like saying to yourself that I'm going to set up shop right here, and this is where it's going to go. It takes that decision-making process and makes it a little bit easier, because now your mind's not thinking, should I leave here next month, next year? What should I do? Make it easier on your mind. Figure out a way to set up shop. Set up your tent in one location. Now, you don't have to do business in that one location, but that's where your office is. That's where the mail comes. That's where people are able to see, oh, where's he based out of? Oh, he's based out of Pittsburgh or Colorado, or he's based out of Maine. It's another little piece that I see, that if I see a person traveling all the time, it's a red flag to a certain point. Now, I know there's the lifestyle freedom entrepreneurs that are out there, but how much work could you really be doing when you're on the road constantly. There are people out there who can do 10 minutes worth of work and be done. How easy is it going to be to get a hold of them then? I don't know. I'm a guy that loves totally committed entrepreneurs. It's another thing you got to look for whenever you are, maybe even when you're starting your business. Show other people that you're more committed. Maybe you do want to live the ultimate luxury lifestyle. It's up to you. You got to make that choice. But I'm a big believer in setting up shop somewhere. Figure out in the woods where you should set up shop. Figure out the tools that are around you. Figure out the landscape. Figure out the seasons. Going into seasons now, we're going right into fall. And I'll be honest, I love fall and I hate winter more than anything. My strength is summer. I know that I have the most energy to get out and meet people and just run. And I get excited for summer because I'm a Leo, born in the summer. Getting smarter now to figure out how can I make those seasons play to my strengths. So with fall upcoming here, I'm going to be traveling a little bit more. Getting out and meeting people one-on-one. Maybe go into Anguilla with Brian Hess. I hope you're watching, man. Maybe do more on-location books. And then when the winter comes, we're gonna reset up shop, figure out a few more strategies going into February, start traveling again. So we're gonna travel probably December and January, we're gonna take off. Probably travel a little bit here and there in February and March to go to some networking events. Now I'm saying, when I say travel, I mean a weekend out of the month or 4 or 5 days out of the month to go and meet clients or go to a networking event. But you plan around that, so you have sort of do a bunch of different things on one trip. You meet a lot of people. Anyway, going back to the whole story. Set up shop in one location. Remember, you're on your own. You might have your family there as emotional support, a lot of friends. And the more you get into it, you really commit yourself to a business. I think there's a lot of times that your family and friends are kind of disappear from your life for a while. It's not saying that you ignore them, but you're gonna be working so much thinking about it that you are gonna be on your own. And I want you to know that going into it. Whether you started from zero or you're about to start, you know what I'm talking about. Whenever you get so invested in a business, you're gonna be on your own. Know the landscape, know the tools, set up location, figure out the seasons, when to actually go out and pursue and hunt, and when to actually stay in and just do a bunch of work. If you read my third book, Started From Zero, I talk about how what really changed my business was forgetting about where I lived and only focusing online. If you are beginning, I want you to think about your town, your community, people around you. Are they your target audience in any shape or form? If not, you're at a disadvantage. I'll be honest, I was at a disadvantage. Pittsburgh is not perfect for the entrepreneurial game. It's not. Texas, or you go to California, there's a bunch there. You go to New York City's the big one. You're not in a fly-to state, they say that. If you're in the middle of Iowa, you're not gonna play the same game as these people who are born in New York City. I'm sorry, it's just different strategies. You focus your efforts online. You get into groups. You do everything and everything to look good on social media, to look good on Google, to get a lot of content out there. Because when you start to make some moves, and we are doing that right now. Of course, we've been doing this for 11 years now. But people are researching and we're able to come up pretty easily. And it really came down to us sitting down, focusing our efforts online. And then when we started making some headway and getting some revenue, then we were able to go out and meet people. But it's a different ball game than those people who are born in a community with networks, connections. There's a lot of people out there who are second generation business owners. Nothing wrong with those people whatsoever. It's just that they were born at a different part of the mountain than you. So for them to tell you how to start a business, they really didn't. And I think it's really important to start to really break away and say, well, where are you at in this spectrum? Are you here, or are you here, or are you even down here? Because people can really be helped depending on the actual starting point of their life. Starting points matter. So if you are lost in the woods and you don't know where to go, ask someone who has been lost in the woods before. Start talking to those type of people. And once again, I think I'm going to be offering a text or a phone service for people who are beginning and starting from zero, to ask questions for if they do need something. Hey, how do you do this? How do you work on Instagram? How do you do this Facebook? Because I get questions all the time. Now it's time to start really helping people and offering it to a lot of different individuals, because I think I'm only answering those for my clients. And so if there's other people out there watching these videos who aren't my clients yet, maybe I can work with you and answer your questions just on a Saturday night at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, or Saturday night at 7 o'clock, or Saturday afternoon, or whatever. If you're lost in the woods, find someone who was lost in the woods, that created it from the ground up, who built their own name from the ground up, understand what they used and the difference between you and them, whether it's the industry they're in or whether it's the strengths they have. Everybody's a little bit different. But if you can find someone who started from where you're starting, that's gonna make all the difference in the world. Pay attention to that, and I'm telling you, you're gonna be able to climb the mountain a lot easier, faster, and it's gonna be a lot more fun. We'll see you in the next video.